We got Coach Hartline on with us now.
Yeah, Coach Hartline. So
without further ado.
Our first guest on today's show, he is the pride of Glen Oak High School, which is, of course, near Canton. Played 3 years at Ohio State before jumping to the NFL early. Led the Buckeyes to the 08 BCS title game. Had a great career with the Miami Dolphins. In fact, I don't know if he still has the record. I'll ask him here in a second. But at one point, he set the single-game receiving record, 250-some yards in a game. Had a great career with the Dolphins. And then he came to the Browns. Had a year here with the Browns before deciding he wanted to be a coach. So we welcome into the program Brian Hartline, who is now not only the wide receiver coach with The Ohio State University, but he's also the passing game coordinator. Brian, great to see you, man. Welcome to the program. Very good to see you.
Good to see you guys, too. Good to see you.
It looks beautiful there, man. You just hanging out in Columbus?
Fort Myers, man.
Oh,
Fort Myers. No, Fort Myers.
Yeah, I see what you're doing. Fort Myers is a beautiful area. Hey, congrats on being named the 2021 Wide Receiver Coach of the Year and on your promotion. We're watching what you're doing here from a distance, and I got to tell you, it's really impressive. How in the world are you landing all of these 5 stars and really turning OSU into WRU? I mean, the talent you brought in is incredible. How's it happening?
I don't know. I think that the big part is identification. I think we're relating to the right guys. I think we're speaking to like-minded individuals, and the things we're offering and the things that we're trying to get done, they want to get done too. So I think the marriage, if you will, is pretty seamless from a identification standpoint, and we have what they want, and it works for both sides.
Brian, what are the things you look for in these guys? Obviously they're all talented players, otherwise they're not coming to Ohio State. But what are the other things you're looking at when you're recruiting these kids that make you feel like they're a good fit for Ohio State?
I think that, one, Ohio State's very close to my heart, so I take that with a lot of responsibility. I know that the type of young man I want to bring in this room has to exemplify the things that we stand for. And frankly, there's a lot of highly recruited kids that I've been blunt with that, hey, listen, I'm not recruiting you anymore. That's part of the process. I think, what am I looking for? I kind of commented on it a couple of weeks ago, but that mental makeup of the athlete, that is the competitiveness, the coachability, the bigger vision is so critical. There's so many guys that run this and run that and are this quick and this height and this weight. Like, that's all good, but that mental makeup can really separate a player. Being around, the Stephon Diggs and the Barton Marshalls and the Jarvis Landrys and Mike Wallace and just all the guys I've gotten to know, I'm just looking for those kind of guys. And, I think we're doing a pretty fair job of that right now.
I want to add context to what we're talking about here, Brian. Ari Wasserman, who does a great job recruiting for us at the Athletic, said, since the 2019 class and including up to the 23 class, you have gotten a commitment from 14 top 100 receivers nationally. In the same span, the rest of the Big Ten has landed 2.
Wow.
2.
Wow.
The
Pied Piper of wide receiver recruits.
Clearly, you are one of the top recruiters. Go ahead.
So I don't know. The recruiting connotation just doesn't always sit well with me, and I try, and I understand it's part of what we do, but it's really wanting to identify and coach some of the best athletes that want to be great players, and I think that the relatability and frankly the honest conversations I probably give them is probably different than a lot of other coaches out there. I don't know that. I'm just assuming that, but I think again, I don't know. I mean, the numbers do get a little crazy when you start breaking it down that way, but I just don't think about it that way, so but yeah, we've done a pretty darn good job, and again, we have over a 3.0 in our GPA in our receiver room too, so the quality of young men that's in our room is off the charts.
That's incredible.
So I don't want that to be lost. The athlete is really good in our room. So
what's your favorite part of the job, Brian? What is it, being on the field with the guys? Is it getting them to come? What is the favorite part for you?
He's contemplating or frozen.
Yeah, this is a good question.
He's really caught up on that.
Thinking extra hard.
Yeah.
That's what's going on there. I think he froze.
He froze. We'll get him back as soon as we can, unfortunately. Hey, this is what happens when you're on vacation.
No, this is what happened when Bull asks a tough question. He just He's really
I
got
think
to
it's
think
the
about that
second
answer.
guest we've had freeze on a bowl question. I'm
14.
not sure if anyone
That stat
froze on it.
is
Ridiculous.
insane.
14
I think
top
that
100
stat more than
receivers.
any we've seen on
Yeah.
Brian Hartline, and there are some really impressive numbers.
Yeah.
When you've got 14 top 100,
100
receivers going to one school in a
Since
conference.
2019.
And that's such a
19,
pivotal.
20, 21, 20, 5 classes.
That's insane.
5 classes.
That
Well,
really
look
is
at
crazy.
what happened at the draft. You had 3 consecutive picks in the top 12, top
Yeah.
10, that all committed to Ohio State.
Yeah.
Now, one of them obviously transferred to Alabama in the process, but 3 straight guys in the top 10 or 11, whatever that was.
Can you just imagine seeing that number and being like a coach at Purdue and just being like, oh, third in 3 years.
The defensive backfield coach for any other Big Ten school.
right.
Hey guys, we got Coach
How
back.
do you
Let's-
handle
Okay,
that?
great.
Let's bring him right back in. That's the thing of beauty with vacation, Coach. We understand it happens.
There you go.
Sorry about that.
It's all right.
It's all right. So what is your favorite part, Coach? What is the favorite part of the job?
I think that I really enjoy building the room. I think putting it together and being able to hand select the young men that I get to coach is really, really awesome. I think, I see myself in the same seats that these guys were in. I see my son in those seats. So I just have a strong passion for the room. And I don't take that lightly. I think the guys know that. And, so I guess just the selection process and the maturation of these young men is just crazy. Chris Olave his first year was my first year, and Garrett Wilson's first year was my second year. So to see that whole process and then to see it conclude, even with Jameson, at the draft, it was very, very special.
Hey, Brian, you said a short while ago that, you've actually came out and said to some recruits, I'm not recruiting you anymore. What would lead you to make the decision that this guy isn't necessarily the right fit? And I know I'm not asking for specific players, but what would trigger that decision for you to tell a young man that we're not interested anymore?
Well, I think just the understanding that although it's a process for them, it's also a process for us. I think that, when you're going through the process, you're still trying to identify the guys that you're most certain. Again, sports is an odds game, right? I mean, when you run this fast, your odds of success are this. When you're this tall, your odds of success are this. And so we're just always playing those odds. I think that the more you get to know the young man and you get to know his mental makeup and also the family, which is really important, I try and, focus on the odds of success. And at some point, you got to make that gut call on if they're a fit for you. You can't just say it all the time, but also not tell young men like, hey, we're going to go a different direction. So I think it's just the honesty that people really appreciate, and we try to do that. As much as they're honest, we're honest as well.
Coach, you've been a pretty proven evaluator of wide receiver talent. Can we get a quick evaluation of what you think of the Browns receiving core right now?
I love the David Bell pick. I think that
Nice.
player. I think that he's gonna do well. I haven't sat around and looked at enough. I think DPJ, right? He's really done a lot better once leaving that team up north. So I think that I think that again, they're trying to put it together. I think obviously it's well documented on everything else going on out there, but from a receiving core standpoint, losing Jarvis does not help, no matter what anybody wants to say. So we'll see. But I like the David Bell pickup for sure.
Yeah,
Brian,
that's great to hear, actually, that he likes
I know.
Bell because
Yeah.
he's seen him up close
Absolutely.
and he knows what he can do.
Hey, you mentioned Jarvis and you mentioned Chris Olave. They're going to play together, of course, with the Saints. Another former Buckeye, Michael Thomas, is there as well. How do you like that for your guy, fitting in with two veteran wide receivers that could probably teach him a lot?
Yeah, awesome. It's so surreal. I mean, I remember, I'm trying to think here now, 2011 or 12 when Jarvis came to Miami, and then kind of working together and getting to know him and getting pretty close, and now full circle, him being with Chris, just family. We had Jarvis on a Zoom for all the receivers back in COVID in 2020. So just all the kind of connections there is pretty cool. And I know Mike's feeling a lot better. He's excited to get back. He's taking Chris under his wing as well. So he's got a great group down there. Just kind of see the maturation of Jameson and Winston, see how he does at the quarterback position will be critical. But he's got a lot of weapons around him, that's for sure.
Yeah, especially at wide receiver. Hey, so You mentioned the team up north. I love that you still don't say the word Michigan. That's fantastic. I'm sorry that I just said it.
Come on, man.
I know. I feel bad doing it, especially in front of Brian. We had Leroy Horde on, who is obviously an alum of the school up north, played for years here with the Browns, and hosts a radio show down in South Florida. And he was on a couple of weeks ago, and he told a story about when he first had you on his program, about the conversation that unfolded. Let's play that, and then we'll get your reaction to it on the backside.
So we interviewed him, and, you know, me and my bravado, I'm going to talk trash if I see a Buckeye. I have to, right? I say, so, you know, they give out these little gold pants when they beat Michigan.
Yeah, I saw you guys
So
just trying to
I
rip
said,
that off.
I said, hey, Hartline, I was 3-1 against the Buckeyes. What were you against the Wolverines? He said 4-0.
Yeah,
I
he
said,
was.
well, I'll shut the hell up right now. And that was it.
That's the best way to shut somebody down right there, 4-0.
Yeah, you know, I think that holds a special place in my heart, that game. You know, and again, I don't want to really talk about it because I'm still sick, but I think that everything happens for a reason, and the refocus on that game is very apparent. And I think that, you know, in this light, you know, our guys fully remember now what that game's about. I mean, to ask these young men to be honest about, you know, what that rivalry means. Like, I know we hate, you know, hate the team up north, and we have, you know, it's a lifestyle, not a game, and we live at 365. But, you know, Jackson Smith and Jigba from Texas does not fully understand, and C.J. Stroud does not. They just didn't. I think everyone fully understands now, and we're excited for that game. I know we don't want to rush the whole season, but it's in our crosshairs every day.
Man, I love to hear that.
You know, you mentioned unrelated to really kind of, but for a minute, but you mentioned Jackson Smith and Jigba, and his brother is a professional baseball player who got called up to the big leagues by the Pirates about a month ago. He played a couple of games and then he got hurt. But that's pretty amazing that two young guys, great athletes, one will soon be a professional football player, and one is a professional baseball player. Pretty amazing bloodlines there in his family, huh?
Yeah, say, you know, the bloodlines is real. I mean, if everyone pays attention to sports now, I mean, whether you're looking at the Bosa brothers or you're looking at Jackson Smith, I mean, it doesn't really matter. That lineage is real. So anytime you're evaluating talent, I promise you something. Marvin Harrison Jr., that bloodline is real. So,
Well, hell, your brother played in the NFL at quarterback for a while, didn't he?
Yeah, he had a cup of coffee, and
Hey.
he's down at He's down at Auburn now. He's coaching down there, so he's in the business. But yeah, it's pretty cool. And Cannon's a great dude, Jackson's brother, and you know, we wish him nothing but the best. So,
Brian, you obviously had a highly successful NFL career. You made a lot of money, and now you're one of the hottest coaching candidates, in college football. How high do you want to go? Do you have aspirations of being a head coach? That's such a different animal than the world you're in right now. Are you good where you're at, or do you want to be a head coach one day?
well, I'm very good at where I'm at, but I would say that I'm a competitor, and I don't know what the path holds, but I'm definitely not rushing into any kind of path. I love my room. Again, every time I think about it, my wife and I, we can't imagine going in there and telling the room that we're not going to be here anymore. So that's a big ask. I do want to be a head coach. I don't know, you know, where and how and all that. I know I need to win. I know I'm never going to go anywhere where I can't win. If I can't win the conference, I probably won't go there. So if I can't go chase a Super Bowl ring, I know every team can, but you know what I mean. I mean, at the end of the day, you got to see the vision. And that's really, really, really important to me. So I love Ohio State. I love Coach Day. I love, you know, Columbus. It's home. My family's from there. So a lot of variables. It's not just as cut and dry for maybe a lot of coaches that are out there.
I hate this conversation, but it's you know it's coming.
Oh, sure.
Because
if he wants it, it's out there. It's going to be out there.
I'm wondering, Brian, so as a coach, you've established this collegiate record of being able to recruit and also develop talent. I know I talked with you on the phone over the weekend, and you wanted to stress that your development is just as important as the recruitment itself.
Really more important.
And sometimes that's overlooked, especially everybody's saying, well, he's getting all this great talent, but it's also, he wanted to stress the development. But
Yeah.
I'm thinking too, Brian, that you had such an established career as an NFL player. Has there been interest, because I know there's been interest on the collegiate level, have you heard from NFL teams about perhaps becoming a receivers coach or ultimately a coordinator and then a head coach? And is that an ambition that you might have?
So, yeah, I mean, frankly, I probably get 3 to 4 a year of whether I want to go up there or not.
Wow.
So,
from the NFL?
Again, yes. And I would say that transition is very relationship-based. Like, I have to have a relationship with you. If not, that's a hairy business up there. And frankly, once you go up there, it's very volatile, right? I mean, I've been up there. So there's a lot of variables without to jump into it and fully lift up my skirt. But I think that, relationships are very, very important. The vision's got to be important. Personnel's important. What I love about college, I just talked about it. Like, I love being able to go out there and assess the talent and select, and I want to be able to have a major say in that as well if I go to the NFL. I think that's really, really important. So, going through the weeds, man, just trying to figure it all out. But we're very, very blessed, and we're in no rush to run anywhere. So.
Well, Buckeye fans love that.
Brian, Tyvis Powell does the show with us every Wednesday, and obviously, I worked with Dustin Fox for a long time, and we had Maurice Claret in studio with us, and what they all have been saying, from guys who are not in the program like you are right now, is we got to get the defense, the silver bullets. We need that back. We need to get it back. Are you confident in the defense being even better this season?
Yes. I would say that, Coach Knowles and his staff, very impressed, honestly. I mean, when it comes down to it, first of all, their work ethic, not to take away from anyone previously, it's just work ethic's off the chart, vision's off the chart, smart, the whole staff's smart, they talk it. It's just, we felt them all spring, and that's a pretty good sign, when, they do a lot of really good things and they're honing what they want to get done, and the demand of the players to learn a full new system and to communicate it. And it's just been really impressive. I'm excited to see these guys continue to launch through summer and into fall camp. But their presence has absolutely been felt, and it happened pretty darn quick.
Nice. You talked about the development of the guys that you brought in. One of the most impressive things from last season to me was the fact that before the biggest game of the season, before the Rose Bowl against Utah, you lose your 2 best guys. They say that they're going to opt out of the bowl game and they're going to start preparing for the NFL draft. And a lot of folks, I think, were expecting the Ohio State offense to take a major step back because you're losing 2 critical pieces. Meantime, you've got these guys come out of the weeds and step up and step out onto a big main stage. That had to be a major point of pride for you, knowing that these guys were ready, game ready all along, and you plug them in and the offense doesn't miss a beat.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it just goes to, shows credit for Mick Marotti and his staff and our process at which we develop these guys. And we're not in a rush, to bring these guys necessarily to the fire. I think that, I don't know if you guys have seen King Richard, that great movie with Venus and Serena. And I'm not King Richard, but I'm just saying, we don't have to rush into things just for satisfaction. I mean, there's a point at which, we just want to make sure you're ready. And when you're ready, don't worry. It's all going to take care of itself. So the development of Mick and Marotti and his staff, the development of the offensive staff, and the trust that the players give to us or we earn, it's just a great blend there. And again, for them to show up and do what they did, no one was surprised. Frankly, going into that game, we were excited. I couldn't wait to watch some of these guys work. And now we're going to see it for a full season this year. So, it's just really exciting. Again, I can't compliment, the parents and how great the young men are, because without that, it's really, really difficult to get it done. But their work ethic's off the charts, and we have a special group, and it's building. And I think that when young men and recruits come in and they speak with our guys and they show them the path and they calm down and look at,
Don't do this to us right now, Coach. Come on.
We lost him again.
Coach. Come on, Coach.
Lost him again. His Wi-Fi needs an upgrade at Fort Myers.
Exactly.
I'm not sure if he's
got to go
AOL
start making
dial-up.
that NFL money. He needs to get a new coaching gig so he can get better. So he can actually get some decent Wi-Fi.
Yeah, I'm not sure what's going on there. We want to get him back because we've got a couple more minutes left with him, and you wanted to play a game with him as we said goodbye.
I want to pitch something,
which
an
I
idea
think is
to him.
funny.
He came back after about 90 seconds last time when it froze.
Okay.
So he knows he was mid-answer. He knows he's going to come back. So let's just
I'm curious.
filibuster for a second.
I'm curious. I want to ask him one more question I have for him.
We'll do one and then your game.
I know
He's
Mike.
back. We got him back.
Okay.
Coach, we got you. Don't worry. Don't worry.
I know Mikey wanted me to ask him about Ryan Day's beard, but Brian, from a fan's perspective, we're excited about you guys playing Notre Dame to start the season. But I don't know. Do you guys when you play an interesting opponent? Do you care? Would you rather play a team that would be less of a challenge? Maybe I don't know. I think you guys kick it in the ass, but you want to play the good teams, right?
Give it all to us, man. We cannot wait for game one, September 3rd, and at night, and against my boy Laurinaitis and Marcus Freeman. I cannot wait for that one. And I think that, at the end of the day, the guys feel the same way. I mean, we were just ecstatic that it was a night game, scheduled night game, and so no. We want all the smoke, as they say.
Coach,
nuts there.
Coach, we have an almost exclusively lunatic Browns fan base, and they'll want to know about your year in Cleveland. Do you have a positive memory, something you want to share from your time in Cleveland that year?
I really enjoyed playing with Andrew Hawk. That guy is awesome. Josh McCown, I have great memories being up there and being home. Awesome time there, but obviously the people is what made that stop very special.
We had Joe Juravicius on, I think it was last week or 2 weeks ago, and he told a story about driving to the game, a home game one week, and he drove by the Muni lot, and he saw guys in the Muni lot wearing his jersey, and he said he was actually moved to tears when he saw that. Did you have a moment like that where you sort of had to pinch yourself and say, wow, I'm playing in my backyard as a professional?
To fully disclose, I was not a Browns fan.
I was afraid you were going to say that.
I didn't necessarily have that. Yeah, so
just don't tell us you were a Steelers fan.
That may have hit me if it was a Cowboys jersey, because I was a Cowboys fan growing up.
Okay,
but,
appreciate your candor.
I would say that my first experience was in college. I mean, it wasn't our jersy back then.
Yeah,
but the reason why number 9 was on the stands was because so that was pretty cool. But down in Miami was pretty cool and very surreal. It really is a blessing. I know guys will say it all the time, but the people you meet, the experience you get, it's just it's pretty darn cool.
All right, McNuggets, our producer, has a game he wants to play with you. So if it sucks, it's all his fault.
Yep.
If it's good, we planned it and just let him do it. So
that's how we roll.
Yeah.
McNuggets, what do you got?
Hey, Coach, how you doing? Thanks for coming on today. Is it cool if I call you Coach?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Awesome. All right, well, Coach, one of my favorite trends in college athletics is when a coach lands a recruit and they have a certain tweet to indicate they may have got a commitment. So let's take a couple of the famous ones, Steve. Coach O famously was, hold that tiger. My accent's terrible. And
Terrible
then,
accent.
Scott Drew had Sikkim. So I was going through, Coach, as an elite recruiter like yourself, I wanted to see what yours was. So, Steve, let's take the next video. It's just a hands praying emoji. So, with all due respect, Coach, I think you're a great recruiter, but I think we could do a little better. So I'm going to present you with 5 ideas here
Jeez.
that I hope maybe we can incorporate in. I know you're not going to like all of these, or you definitely, some of them may not be
Stop
appropriate.
qualifying it already.
But, I think if you like one, maybe we can incorporate it and, a little throwback and see if it works. So you ready to see? I got 5 to present to you. You ready?
I'm very interested to see what you got.
Well, I have 5 I made graphics for. I have 2 more that may be a little too inappropriate. We'll see if you like any of the 5. If not, we'll get to the next 2.
I'm rooting
Those are
for the
best
inappropriate.
ones. Come on.
All right, so number 1, Steve, let's take it. How about hashtag Buck Yeah?
All right.
Initial thoughts, Coach?
I see what you did there.
Okay. let's go to the next one.
Is there
Steve.
any chance you use that, though, Brian?
No chance.
No.
No.
Okay. Number 2, what if hashtag Nuck if you Bucks?
That's horrible.
What?
What does that mean?
It's a rap lyric.
Don't be
Oh, I
dying
see.
on me.
Thank you. We're 60 years old.
Yeah, you got to go easy on
We're a
us.
bunch of old white dudes. What do we know?
Okay.
Next one.
Wait, hold on. Did Coach freeze? Was this so bad that he froze?
He
That
probably
hung up.
He probably hung
He's had
up.
enough of you.
He hung up.
Yeah, that's how we all feel. He represents
the best
all of
ones
us.
are coming. The best ones are coming. We got to give Coach 1 second. What do you guys think so far? Buck, yeah, the.
That's
I like
second
I
one.
like
Buck
Buck,
was
yeah.
good.
Buck,
Yeah.
it was funny.
The first one was good. Second one terrible.
He's back.
But I don't know that he
I
can use
apologize,
Buck,
guys.
yeah.
I apologize.
That's
all right.
okay. That's okay.
Okay.
Buck, yeah, is good, but maybe more for a T-shirt. I don't know if I can put that on.
That's true.
On
All right.
social
Well, then
media.
these next ones, we'll see
right.
how you feel, Coach. Steve, let's take number 3.
Okay.
How about just hashtag D's?
I get it.
Oh, my God.
What are you doing here?
That's great.
He's laughing. That means it's working. All right, 2 more, Coach.
Inappropriate.
Let's take the next one,
Inappropriate.
Steve. How about hashtag Buck Naked?
That's my least favorite so far. That's my least favorite so far.
And here's,
All right.
Coach, here's the winner. This one I actually think you will like and we could use. And if you do, I would like a shout out. But how about Hartline Bling? A little shout out to Drake with the
pretty
Hotline
good.
Another
Bling.
lyric.
Drake, Hotline Bling. Yeah, I know. It's not bad. People would ask me that question. Are they saying your name on there? I'm like, no, I'm pretty sure they're not saying my name.
Well, those are my 5,
I'll
Coach.
tell you, we have some fun with that stuff, with the commitment stuff. But I'm not gonna lie. I felt like it's been so good. I just want to be very appreciative. Just like
That's right.
throw up the praying emoji and just say go Bucks. Keep the humble approach and roll from there.
That's it. It's like Nick Chubb had just given the ball to the referee. It's
Yeah.
really simple.
Yeah.
Well, wait,
act
what
like
are
it's
the
in
2
there.
inappropriate
It's really
ones?
Those were
it's great to celebrate it. It's really easy to celebrate when you don't do it too often. But when you kind of do it all the time, it's just
That's right.
So I'm wondering, Brian, do you have one of those 5 that is your favorite? Not that you're going to use it, but
I mean, Buck, yeah, is pretty good. I kind of
Buck, yeah, is good.
I like that. That's good.
I'm definitely not using D's. You know?
God, I
D's
wish
ain't
you
gonna
would,
make it.
though.
Oh my God.
I'm telling you, your status would automatically elevate. I mean, it would be.
You'd be getting 7 or 8 offers from the NFL every year then.
I could just see it. Like he's one.
Yeah.
Coach, I'll text you the 2 that I don't want to say on air just so you could tell me
sure
I'm the
he's dying
worst
to see
ever.
them.
But
Come on.
Yeah, what are the 2 that you can't say on air?
Oh my
Yeah.
God.
We're not even on air. We're on the internet. You say whatever you want.
Coach, these are not actual suggestions. These are just. Well, first off, I got to give shout out. Taylor Travis, David Waxman, and Leah Musgrave helped me create some of these.
I knew
This
you
is
didn't
not
come up
from
with
me.
all those on your own.
No. I mean, should I just say the last 2?
Yes.
Just say it.
Yeah, I think you should.
Coach,
Yeah.
I did not officially suggest this.
Spit it out.
But how about hashtag Buck Me Harder?
Okay.
Harder.
I told you it
wouldn't-
was
I wouldn't-
inappropriate.
I mean,
Y'all made me
Why
say
would
it.
he
I know,
send
but-
that?
Why would I want to say that?
Yeah, that doesn't make any sense.
These why they didn't make the list.
You know
I'm
what?
saying
mind.
these were the suggestions.
I'm going to leave it up to Brian as to whether or not you say the last one.
Oh,
I'm
my
actually
Brian,
not.
do you want to hear
no,
it?
Yeah.
Nope.
Wait.
I don't want to hear it.
Yeah, let's hear it.
Hey, he wants to hear
We're
it.
this far in. You can't
that's true.
You can't, you
Pot
can't get
committed.
wet twice.
We are
Don't be a
pot
quitter.
committed.
Don't
Yeah.
be a quitter.
I mean, I'm
Don't be a
already gonna
quitter.
be canceled, but Buckeyes nuts hashtag. I'm not. No,
Buckeyes
Coach. I'll text you on the side. I'll text. I'm not saying this one on there.
He
I'm
wimped
not-
out.
I'm not saying
Oh
this one
my
on
God.
All right.
Thanks, Brian. We appreciate it.
Brian, you were
Thanks for
awesome,
coming on.
man.
Thank you, Coach.
Hey, go get him
Yep.
this year, and
Yeah, I appreciate it,
if you happen to put up triple digits on one of your
Oh,
opponents
they're
this year, I
gonna
think that'd be okay.
smoke them in that game.
It'd be okay.
Oh.
I think, yeah, maybe. I'm excited for it. Like I said, I mean, it's nothing against the guys. It's a refocusing that happened, and we're excited for it. So.
I love it. I love it. Put in that work, and we'll see it. We'll see you against Notre Dame in the fall.
Yep.
Thanks, Coach.
Thanks,
Yes,
Coach.
sir. Thanks, guys.
Brian
Hashtag
Hartline.
Buck, yeah,
He's
let's go.
awesome. He's done an
Fantastic.
amazing job.
Wonderful job.
Man, when he talked about getting those guys focused, like they don't know what this rivalry means, man, they are going to come out with their everything on fire.
It's a
in that
rivalry
game.
again.
Yeah.
It's a rivalry again. It was just silly for a long time. It
I
wasn't
will
fun.
yeah. When one team wins too many times in a row, it's
Yeah.
not a rivalry.
No,
And
that's right.
So I love that he said, look, it's some of these kids from Texas or California or whatever, they don't know what that game means.
They were like 11 the last time that they lost.
Right. Yeah.
So
I mean, let's face it. Until recently, the Steelers-Browns didn't feel like much of a rivalry.
It wasn't. No, I mean,
And now it feels like it's getting picked up
both
again.
teams have to
the
be
last couple
good for it to
years.
be
Yeah,
meaningful.
Right.
yeah.